just because the Jersey made it to the Final Four last year doesn't mean that they get to now.
That's awesome that they did it. I don't know that this ranking corresponds with who they really are this year.
A lot of critics will say that we're not playing anybody. They like to disrespect our conference.
In the major, we don't deserve, I guess, certain exposure that we did. I would answer any critics that says they don't respect what we're doing to come watch us play. If you walk away unimpressed, then so be it. We're probably not going to be able to change your mind. They're the nicest guys in the world off the court. They're just, unfortunately, they're a little too nice at times, and they haven't gotten angry enough. The story behind Play Angry originated with Antoine Carr and Xavier McDaniel being back last season. He said, how would you feel if someone came into your house and tried to take something from you? You have to be angry about that, so go out there and play angry and protect everything that you work hard to do.
Our fans love the motto. When you walk onto the court, you see people holding up signs.
Pretty intense, the way the whole arena and building is set up.
Now we get the crowd back into it once again.
It feels like the floor is shaking sometimes when you make a good play. So, play angry, cheer angry, coach angry, fits Wichita State University.
In the locker room, we asked four-time Super Bowl champ Bill Romanowski via the Subway Fresh Take hotline at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific in the Herd.
You know, I was just thinking about this yesterday, and I'm watching college and pro basketball, and, you know, this year I think college basketball has been really, really great. There's only about 7 teams that can win the championship. Wichita State, you know, your Duke, I think, can win. Kansas, I like Kansas's talent. The Big Ten champ, maybe. Kentucky, forget it. Florida, I think, is really, really good. There's about 7, 8 teams. Syracuse can win it. I don't know if they will, but they can. Maybe, you know, I don't really buy into Arizona or UConn, but we'll throw them in there. There's a lot of good. But I was thinking about this. We have 4 or 5 guys. And one of the things I've always said is that a lot of Americans, they kind of resent athletes because athletes make a lot of money. And whenever I defend an athlete, it's like, oh, poor baby, he makes a lot of money. Well, so do attorneys and so do surgeons. I mean, and lots of people make lots of money. And you know, you look around the world, go to a street corner, there's people making money, there's farmers making it, there's principals making it, there's business people making it. That doesn't change anything. I think all people deserve some options in life, and I think all people deserve choices. Going to college, and you are forced, even if you're going to be a med student, you're forced to go to some hospital. You're forced to move away from your family. We would never do that, but yet NBA players can go to the, let's be honest, the better you are as a college player, the worse team you go to. You could have a lousy owner, a lousy GM, you don't like the guy's values, you don't like him as people. Too bad, that's the law firm you got to work at. None of us have to deal with that except college athletes. So I was thinking about this yesterday. It's May 20th is the ping pong ball lottery. May 20th. Okay, so here's the order it works. Late April, a college player says, okay, I'm declaring for the NBA draft. Late May, you have the ping pong ball lottery. But if you declare for the NBA draft and you're Jabari Parker and you don't sign with an agent immediately, you can rescind your declaration in late June, mid-June. I'm here to tell you, if I'm Jabari Parker and I declare myself eligible for the NBA draft in April, I would not get an agent.
Absolutely.
I'm not financially desperate. Because if Milwaukee wins that ping pong ball lottery, I'm going to rescind it and go back into college. You tell me. I go to Milwaukee for 4 years minimum with a team option for the 5th year, or I go to Duke for 1 more year. I'll take Krzyzewski, the education. I still have an insurance policy. Now, I'm not saying that for everybody, but John Elway and Danny Ferry and Eli Manning, they told teams, no thanks. Why can't the #1 basketball player collegiately in the country? And I'm not saying you do that for everybody. If I'm Jabari Parker and Boston wins the lottery, I'm all in. Great young coach, a ton of draft picks, a history of excellence. Orlando is not a bad place to live. The Lakers. But Milwaukee? You'll disappear. Jabari Parker will disappear. Shoe deals? No thanks. A history of success? No thanks. You go look at the best Milwaukee Buck players ever outside of Michael Redd. It reads like a 1960s, 1970s NBA yearbook. It's a bunch of guys that you barely heard of. Now, could Milwaukee win the lottery again 2 years in a row? Yeah, but at least if they did, they would have already had one lottery pick. You'd be the second lottery pick, so you'd be going to an organization with 2 stars. You'd be the second. But if Milwaukee shows up, and to some degree Sacramento, but mostly Milwaukee, no thanks. I'll go back to college. The key is for a guy like the Andrew Wiggins who grew, his parents are, they're not desperate. Jabari Parker, I don't know his background. Unless you have to feed your family, then you get an agent and your agent takes care of you and puts you on the payroll. Because the minute you get an agent and take a penny from him, you can't rescind it and go back to college. I get another year of education? Sorry, that's an easy one for me. Because remember, when you go to the NBA, you are locked in for 4 years. And there's one more year that's you think Kyrie Irving right now? Kyrie Irving has sat there, had to watch that team draft Anthony Bennett, the waiters kid, who's a reserve, hire a coach that may be one of the worst offensive guys in the league, acquire free agents like Andrew Bynum, either trade or free agency, that don't even like basketball. And I'm just telling you, and by the way, as a professional athlete, NBA careers average 4.5 years. You have no say. You've given 20 years to basketball, and you have no say. And then you go to a bad organization with a lousy owner and an incompetent general manager. No thanks. No thanks. I'll stay at Duke for a year. Derek, you're in the herd. Go ahead.
Hey, Colin. How's it going? I love your show.
Good, thanks.
Hey, man. Hey, I just wanted to say, a lot of these players, I know, they're born and bred for basketball. So when they, they're going pro, they're getting paid millions. They could move their family with them. So, I understand they're going to Cleveland, but they're still getting paid millions.
Yeah, but again, that's all financial envy. Like your theory is if you get paid a lot, you should have no options in life. The truth is, they don't get the money you think they get after it's all said and done with managers and trainers they hire. And in the end, what you're basically saying is if you just buy people, they should have no options in life. I don't buy that. I just don't buy that. I don't buy that for doctors, lawyers, salespeople.
Everyone should have options.
Everybody deserves options. And so as a young basketball phenom, if you've worked hard enough to be top 10 in the country, where are your options? Where is your right to say, stick it? Like I should have to go to a bad NBA franchise that can't get their act together? Why? Well, because they get paid a lot of money. So, and I'm miserable. Basically, you take half my career. I mean, let's be honest about these. Even for the great players, after like the 10th year, you peak. You peak. Monday morning.